We're going to take a look at some matrix operations that I think are going to help you in a linear algebra or differential equations class. Now, if this is the first time you are seeing my face, please make sure it is not the last by hitting that like and subscribe button. My name is Dr. Marissa May. I'm on a mission to help students feel confident in their math classes. And this video, along with this learning guide, these examples are just tools that I use to help students do that. So if you have a topic or something that you need help with, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. I would love the opportunity to help in any way that I can. This video is going to focus on matrix operations, as I said, and we're going to start with A and B matrix here as our examples. Now, a couple of things about terminology you need to know about matrices is that matrix are described by their rows columns. So matrix A has 2 rows and 3 columns. We say it is a 2 by 3. Matrix B is a 3 by 2. And we use that terminology to help us then reference our matrices. Now we're going to work through, like I said, a few matrix operations. And the first one I'm going to show you is a transformed matrix. So we call that A transform. Now, what we are doing here is we're taking elements in the original A matrix and we are transforming them. We're moving them. So what we look at it, and I normally would start with row 1, column 1, but I'm actually going to start with row 2, column 1, because you'll see a bigger difference. So what we're doing is we're taking row 1, column 2, and we're going to move that element to row 2, column 1. Notice how I changed the numbers there. Okay. Then we would take row 1, column 3, and that would become row 3, column 1. Now, the reason I didn't start with row 1, column 1 is because you could easily see then that that element's not going to change the location. It's going to stay there. So let's see what that might look like for A. Okay, row 1, column 1, we said that's going to stay put. Row 1, column 2 is going to row 2, column 1. That would be here. Row 1, column 3 becomes row 3, column 1. So basically, you took row 1 and made it column 1. Now we're going to take row 2 and make it column 2. And that's how we get A transformed. Now, I'm always one who doesn't want to neglect the technology. So I'm also going to show you using the Desmos matrix calculator, which I will link in the description below for you, how to do that same thing with B. So let me share with you the Desmos matrix calculator. Again, I'm linking it below, but you definitely can access this just simply by Googling Desmos matrix calculator. Let's go ahead and put in the new matrix. And we do that by clicking New Matrix. And B, remember, is a 3-row, 2-column. So I'm going to type in the elements for B. And then be sure and press enter here. That way, Desmos goes ahead and stores the matrix you ask for. Now, remember, we are looking for transform. So we're going to call the name of the matrix. And then the transform button is here. And you can see that the Desmos matrix calculator does the transformation for us as well. I want you to be able to see both of them, to do it by hand, but also to use the technology. So I hope that helps you as well. I'm going to switch back to our example here because I want to do a matrix multiplication next. And again, I'll do it by hand first, and then I'll show you with the technology. So the first thing we'll multiply is A times B. Something you must know about matrix multiplication is that it's not commutative. That simply means that when you multiply A times B, you're not going to get the same thing as B times A. You're going to get a different answer. So the order matters. When we do A times B, I like to go ahead and write them. When I say them, I mean the matrices, because again, that order matters. All right, now when you do matrix multiplication, you're going to take the elements of row one, you're going to multiply them by the elements of column one. So row one times column one, and that answer will go in row one, column one. For our purposes, I'm going to write out what I actually would multiply just so you can see it. I'm going to do 2 times 1. That's 2 times 1. Then I'm going to add -1 times 9, -1 times 9. Then I'm going to do 7 times 5. 7 times 5. Now, whatever value I get here, that's going in row 1, column 1. Let's do row 1, column 2. Row 1, column 2. So let's see, that would be 2 times -6. Then I'm going to do -1 times 7. Then I'm going to do 7 times 6. Okay, let's do row 2, column 1. Row 2, column 1. And then we'll do row 2, column 2. So that would be 5 times -6, 8 times 7, and 2 times 6. All right, and now we just need to do the multiplication and the addition. So we've got 2 plus -9 gives you -7, plus 35 is 28. Then we get -12 plus -7 is -19, plus 42 gives me 23. Then we have 5 plus 72 gives me 77, plus 10 gives me 87. Then -30 plus 56 gives me 26, plus 12 gives me 38. And that's how we get A times B. Remember, I said it's not commutative, so A times B will not give us the same thing as B times A. However, when we do our technology example, I'm going to multiply A transformed times B transformed. So essentially, I'm going to ask the matrix calculator to multiply 2, 5, -1, 8, 7, 2 times 1, 9, 5, -6, 7, 6. Okay, let's see what we get there. I'm going to change our view so you can see my Desmos calculator. There we are. Let me just refresh the screen. That will clear out what we have before. It'll allow me to start fresh. Now, I won't be able to use the A and B. And that's totally okay. I mean, I won't be able to use the transformed. That's totally okay. I'm just going to call them A and B. All right. So I'm going to do a new matrix for A, and it is 3 rows and 2 columns. So 3 rows and 2 columns. And we'll type those values in and press enter. And then we'll do the next new matrix is going to be 2 rows, 3 columns. And then we're going to do A times B. And you get your answer there very nicely. So bigger numbers, but still the same. You can do all of that with the Desmos matrix calculator, which, by the way, I will link it below in the description so that you have it. Well, I hope this helps with our work with matrices. Like I said, could show up in a linear algebra class, could show up in a differential equations class. So I hope the examples help today. Again, if there's anything I can help with, some topic that you're not sure about, you'd like to see more videos on, please feel free to let me know below. I would be happy to help in any way that I can. Bye for now.